Are you looking for an easy and effective way to teach or learn languages online? My name is Juanma and I'm one of the teachers with Language Trainers, and today I want to show you some of the tools you can use to make that happen. Let me walk you through the basics so you can focus on what really matters: great classes. The first thing we want to do is go to Google and type Google Meet. That'll take us to our Google Meet homepage. And as the name suggests, Google Meet is part of a Google package. So first thing I recommend is using a Gmail account. That way everything will be linked to your account and you won't need to worry about remembering things. In this case, I'm already logged in. You can see that actually a couple of events and classes come up there. I'm going to explain that later on. First thing we want to do is create our meeting. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We want to go to New Meeting, this blue button over here. When we click there, it gives us three options. We can create a meeting for later, we can start a meeting right now, or we can schedule it in Google Calendar. This third option is what I usually do, because that way it's much easier to keep things organized. So let me show you how to do that. Once we click there, it takes us to our calendar. This is still linked to my account. Let's translate this to English again. There we go. We can create our event. I've got an English class later today. So let's name it English class and the name of our student. This is at 2 p.m. today. So start time will be 2 p.m. It lasts for 1 hour, so it finishes at 3 p.m. Time zone, you can always set up your classes to match your students' time zone, which is a good idea, just in case the time changes over in your student's country or region. It will still show you your local time, so that's a good thing to do. You can always make it repeat. I don't know, if you have classes every Tuesday, let's say, you can set it up for every Tuesday for as many classes as you want, or Tuesdays and Thursday, etc. The Google Meet link is automatically created. It will come up on your account. You can still copy it here if you need to save it for some reason, but you don't really have to. You can set up a notification if you want to be reminded that you have a class, and you can change the color. I'm going to change it to yellow so you can easily spot it when I show you my calendar. You can add a description, etc. And another important thing is to add your guests, to add your students' email. If you don't have it, you can do it later on. Yeah, that's it. If we hit on keep, once we click keep, there we can see that the class has been created. This is one that we've just created. You can send it to your student. You can again copy the link, but I want to show you what my Google Meet website looks like now. See that automatically comes up here, our English class with Anna at 2 p.m. This is what we've just created. All right, the next thing I want to show you is how to join your class. So this is what your homepage will look like. All the events that you have created or accepted, in case you are a student and you are invited to an event, will come up here. In this case, we want to join our English class at 2 p.m., which is the class that we created together before. So once you hit join, it will take you here. This one's ready because it takes a couple of seconds to load. So this one's ready for you. It's still warning us that the class is not happening until 2 p.m., but we can still open the video call and make sure everything is looking the way we want. So our background, it always works to have a couple of plants behind you like I do. Otherwise, you can just hit there on the bottom right of your camera and choose to blur it. You can turn it off. This is what it would look like. You can blur it completely, or you can choose a completely different background for your phone call. Let me go back to my slightly blurred background, which is you can choose filters as well. I mean, there's quite a few things you want to do. Going back here, okay, here's your main controls: microphone off or on, camera off on. And then here you can test your microphone, make sure it's working, test your headphones, and test your camera. Yeah, I always recommend to use a microphone and headphones for your classes. It just makes the experience so much better. So we can join anyway, even though our class is not happening until 2 p.m. Okay, so here it'll take us to our actual video call. At the let's start with the bottom left. We can see the time. Here, the name of the meeting will come up when it finishes loading. That's our name over there. Microphone. You could again select a different microphone from here, or turn it off, on. Same with the camera. Here you can change your background. Again, if you decide, if you change your mind and you want to choose a different one, again, you can turn off from there and back on. The third icon is one of the most commonly used ones, at least by me, and it's the share screen button. Okay, this is very, very important. You can choose to share different things. I'm going to show you that later on during the class. How to share your screen with your students. Reactions, subtitles. This might be useful, especially for your lower level classes, those who are not really used to listening to you in your native tongue. And it's quite a useful tool. And raise your hand in case you have a group class and everyone has questions. Then it's a good way to keep it organized. Some more options that I will show you later on. The one I want to show you now is open screen on screen, which is very useful in case you want to navigate through your tabs and still see your students. For example, see, it tells us that our window is in a different window. It's over here. So in that case, you can go and, for example, go to some notes, or if you want to navigate back to the calendar, whatever tab you move around, you can still see your students. You can bring the call back here by clicking that button. Of course, the red button is to end the call. Here is the information about the meeting, like the link and when it's happening. We can close that. Here we can see who is in the meeting. You can add people. You can mute them if they were here. You can mute their microphones and stuff. And another important feature is the chat. So here, everything you type and send will show on everyone's windows. Yeah. And here are some more meeting tools in case you want to record your calls or go live. That's all there. Right, so that's our first look onto what Google Meet looks like. It's very easy to use. You just need to probably try it once and explore the different options, and it's just a great tool to use in your language classes. The next thing I want to show you is how to use this during class. Alright guys, here we go. It's almost time for our class. So we want to go to what I showed you before. Meet website, hit on the class you want to join, and that'll take you there. Again, preview, we've been through this. So it's still warning us that the class is in a minute, but it's a good idea to join before. So join now, and you can make sure everything is ready and good to go. So once you join, one thing I also want to show you, you see the time, it's 1 minute to our class, English class with Anna. If you go to the bottom right and hit the lock, is the organizer controls. You can control what everyone can do during the call. And what I like to turn on is this one, the organizer needs to join before everyone else. So if you turn that on, you will be the one accepted people into the meeting. All right, so that's a good thing to do. Any minute, our student will be joining any minute, so they will request access. So we should see that soon. We can leave the chat open for now. All good to go. There we go. Someone's trying to join the call, so we can allow or see who it is. So you can see this is Anna. There we go. We can allow her to join the call. There we go. Hello, hello. How are you today?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, all good. Thank you for accepting to be part of this. So it'll take us a minute only. I want to show you guys, for example, how I share my screen. So for that, I'm gonna open screen on the screen, and if you remember, this will become a bit smaller over here once it's ready. There we go. It's opening now. Try again. In case open screen on screen. There we go. Let's say I want to share my screen and do a little warm-up game with your students. So there you go. You can share your screen over there, and that way you can do the activity while you still look at your students. So that's one thing. Or let's say, for example, you want to change to a different tab. And write something on their notes. Now you can do that there, so they can see what you're writing at the same time. That way you can see the notes and see what you're writing. And the last thing I want to show you is the chat. For example, if I type something here, everyone will see that during the phone call. All right, let us continue with our class. So let's finish the video here. Thanks, Anna, again. I'm going to show you how to leave the call as well. Bye-bye. And they can finish the call, end the call for everyone. There you go. Hope that helped. There you go. I hope that helped and that you found it simple and easy to use. And thanks a lot.